Go live on Facebook. Let me make sure I can Okay, it says we are live. So let me minimize this. Let's see. Hello, 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 everyone. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come on in, come on in. I'll give everyone a chance to come on in. Welcome. And while you guys are coming in, I am going to share this out as well. Hello, hello. Thank you for joining in, and replay viewers, welcome to you as well. As you're coming in, share this out, guys, and we are going to get into it in just a second. Let me share it to my page here. As always, let me see. All right, let's do this. Hello, hello, hello. All right, let me go back here and let's share this out. There we are. Okay. Perfect. And yes, that is where I want it. And all right. Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome to the Rich Chick 360 Life and Business Podcast and Talk Show. I am your host, Monica Matthew Smith, also owner and CEO of Rich Chick 360. And this episode is sponsored by the Rich Chick 360 Business Club, which is a faith-based business community for women entrepreneurs who are wanting to start or grow their businesses. And we provide education, resources, accountability, and mentorship. So for more information, you can visit www.richchick360.com. That's www.richchick360.com. And today, guys, I have a very special guest on the podcast, Miss Loryn Brooks. But before we get into the interview and the conversation, I'm going to give you guys a couple of minutes and ask that you please share this out with at least 3 people who you think or know may be interested in starting their own business. Okay, so if you can just hit that share button, if you're watching this on the replay, you can share it out as well. And if you are listening to this podcast on either Apple Podcasts, Google, or wherever it is that you are getting your podcast, I ask that you also share this audio with 3 people as well so that we can get the message out about our young entrepreneurs. This is episode actually 46. And we're just excited to start 2022 off with our Young Entrepreneur Edition and just highlighting our young business leaders. So this is super exciting. This is something that we started towards the end of last year, and we are just looking forward to highlighting more young people who are actually leading in their industries and just paving the way for their peers as well. So I'm going to go back here to our page. And if you have any questions, guys, as we're going through this interview, feel free to put your questions or comments in the chat and we will address them. Obviously, if you are watching this on the replay, you can still put your questions or comments down there and I will make sure that Loryn gets them. If you're on the audio, then there will be a section at the bottom where you can also leave comments or a place to email us. And if you have questions that are specifically for Miss Loryn, then we will make sure that she receives those as well. Okay, so I'm going to actually go ahead and read Miss Loryn's bio here, and then we're going to hop into the conversation. So we have Miss Loryn Brooks, who is 16 years old, and she's the owner of JaeHair. She has always had a love for styling hair and has always been intrigued by the beautiful art of braiding. Her hair braiding business was officially launched in June of 2020, and practicing her skills on family members was how she was able to perfect her styles. In addition, she uses Instagram to showcase her work and to grow her clientele. And she's excited about what the future holds for her company, JaeHair. So if you don't know by now, guys, she is in the hair industry. So specifically, if you are interested in health and beauty or hair, you want to tune in and especially share this out with others who are. So without further ado, welcome, 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 Loryn. It's good to have you.
It's good to be here. Thank you for having me.
Yes, ma'am. You are certainly welcome. So, right off the bat, Laura, just tell us a little bit more about JaeHair, where you're located, what your products or services are. Just give us more information about your company.
All right. So I'm located in Houston, Texas. We're the west side of Houston, Texas, Katy area. And I offer all natural hairstyles. I offer all braid styles. But I specialize in like knotless braids and box braids and
Knotless braid. Okay, and so for those who might not know what knotless braids are, can you give them a little bit of a description?
right. So the box braids, the regular box braids, also known as traditional box braids, have like the knot at the root of the braid. And the knotless braids do not have the knot, so they're knotless. Knotless braids don't have the knot at the beginning. People like those more because they're tensionless, and yeah.
I love it. I love it. So, well, first of all, where can people get a hold of you if they want to get their hair braided?
So you can get a hold of me at my number, and then my Instagram. You can DM me on Instagram at jhair.houston. And there's a button down there with my number. You can just click. I think it says text or something like that sort. And it says, or like contact. You can press that button and you'll be able to get my email and my number.
Perfect. And then I'll make sure that your Instagram is linked in the comments so that they can just go straight there. So Loryn, so take us on a little bit of a journey. What prompted you to start JaeHair? Like, where did it all begin?
Yeah, so I've always loved styling hair. I've always loved braiding hair and twisting hair, and I've always loved entrepreneurship. I've always, been in like the business industry, if you will, with my my two sisters. We had a business when we were younger, or me and my sister, and now my little sister is taking over that business, VG Scarves. But I've always loved styling hair. I've always loved braiding hair. I've always loved entrepreneurship. And in 2020, I decided to just go for it. Just go ahead and launch JaeHair. I practice styles my mom, my siblings, my aunts, my little cousins. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. So were you nervous at all getting started or just excited just to do it?
I was excited. It was fun. I had a lot of people in my family that really encouraged me to do it. They really were like by my side and letting me practice any styles in their hair. Like that was, yeah, they really encouraged.
And I've seen your pictures on Instagram and you're pretty good. So that's awesome. So were you always that good or that came with practice? What do you think?
No, definitely came with practice. Yeah, no. Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, no. Definitely came with practice.
Well, but you're doing a great job though.
Thank you.
So as an entrepreneur, and especially, as a teenage entrepreneur, if there's another teenager who is thinking about starting up their business in whatever industry, right? If they have a hobby or just something that they're interested in, what 3 pieces of advice would you give them in the lane of going for and just being an entrepreneur with it?
Yeah, so the first thing I would say is to be like, learn, like always like seek to learn, like learn your craft, learn what you love to do, always seek to grow, always seek to get constructive criticism. The second piece of advice I would give is to know who your team is. I know my team is my family, my parents, my siblings. They're always encouraging me. get people by your side that, are not always going to tell you what you want to hear, but, it's for your good, for the best of your business, for the good of your business. And yeah, and the third piece of advice would be never to give up. I know that sounds like a little cliche, but, never to give up on, what you're doing.
But it's real though. I
Right.
mean, like, yes, so I'm glad that you said that, because some things like we just can't hear enough of. Like, it might be cliche, but but it's real. So
Right.
kudos. And so Loryn, what would you say are like the top 3 skills or mindsets that you've learned while being an entrepreneur?
So being an entrepreneur, I've learned to be more confident.
Okay.
I've learned to be more independent, and I've learned to be more dedicated, especially, with my work. It's reflected in, different parts of my life now. And now that I've owned like JaeHair and stuff, I've really seen like my independence just like kind of go up, my confidence kind of go up in what I do. And yeah.
Awesome. And so now, are your friends like wondering how they can do what you do, or have you been inspiring them? Do they seem like they're interested now in like starting their own business, or not so much? What do you think?
I mean, uh, I guess. I mean, I hope so. I mean, I hope, that I will be inspiration, not only my friends, but other teams as well. But, yeah, I definitely would hope so. I'm not really sure, but
Yeah, I'm sure you are. I'm definitely sure that you are. And so now, of course, with our wins come like challenges, right?
Mhm.
So what have been some of your challenges in your business? And what have you learned from those experiences?
So one of the biggest challenges, especially in the beginning when I first started my business, was comparison. Always comparing myself like to the next, the next braider, the next hairstylist. But being, owning JaeHair and braiding for what, a year now, I've learned that, we all have a start. We all start somewhere. We all have a beginning. We're not just all going to be good, like you were saying, like, were you always? No, it wasn't always. I took practice. It took, growth. And yeah, we all have a start. We all have a beginning. We all start from somewhere. So
Awesome. So how do
Mhm.
you manage being an entrepreneur in school? And well, what grade are you in, first of all?
I'm in the 11th grade,
So
junior.
you're a junior. Okay. Yeah. So how do you balance those two?
Yes, it's a challenge, but how do I balance those two? So I'm homeschooled. That helps as well. I'm homeschooled, so I'm able to move my schedule around a little bit. But the pros of being homeschooled is that if I decide to, accept a client on like a weekday, then I can either double up on the day before, double up on schoolwork, either the day before or the day afterwards. So, that kind of helps being homeschooled as well. But yeah,
Oh, that's good to have that flexibility in your
right.
schedule. Love it. And so now we know that everybody has their own definition of what success is. How would you
Mhm.
define success?
I would define success as doing what you love.
Okay.
Doing
Love
what you
it.
love.
I love
Mhm.
it. Awesome. Awesome sauce. Who has been among your greatest inspirations?
I have a lot of many inspirations. So one entrepreneur would be, his name is Jonathan Morris. He is the owner of Hocho Drice, the owner of his own barbershop in Fort Worth. And he is the host of, what's it called? Self-Employed on Magnolia Network, Chip and Joanna's, um, what's it called?
Like
Like TV,
segment.
right,
Okay.
segment.
Okay. Okay.
So yeah, so him most definitely very inspirational. And then braider wise, I have I have many braider inspirations. One of them would have to be Miss Love.
Okay.
She is a braider. I just really respect her business, respect her hustle. She's doing amazing. She's one of my greatest mentors. I just really appreciate, what she does. And yeah.
Awesome, awesome. And it's good to have that list of people, because we can get inspiration from all over. And
Mm,
so it's good that in each one of those people you found something that motivates or inspires you. So that's important. So
mm.
kudos. Now, have you read any good book titles, or have like a favorite book? that has inspired you along your journey?
I would have to say the Bible. The
Love it.
Bible, my favorite books, especially like to read. But the one of my favorite verses would have to be Colossians 3:23. What does it say? Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, or with all your strength, something like that, unto the Lord, not unto men. So yeah.
Love it. I love it. So guys, if you are watching this podcast or listening to it, it is super inspiring to see not only a young entrepreneur, but a young entrepreneur who is faith-filled and who allows her faith and who allows God to just kind of be one of her greatest inspirations, if not her greatest inspiration. So I just love to just see that among our young people. And so now, what is your favorite aspect, or one of them, about being an entrepreneur?
Yes, I love being my own boss. I love making my own schedule. I love just deciding what I'm gonna do, when I'm gonna do it. It's very flexible. I love it. I love that part of it, just being my own boss and making my own decisions.
And I can tell, like, just by talking with you, like, you have those leadership qualities. I can just see it in your virtual face here. Like, you can just, like, you have really good qualities to be a leader. So I can see JaeHair just being huge. So
Thank
I'm excited for you, Loryn.
you.
Now, if there is one thing that you can brag on yourself about within your business, what is among your biggest accomplishments?
So one of my biggest accomplishments would just be the growth over the past year. I'm not perfect. I'm not, at the top of the line. Like, I'm nowhere near that, but I'm really proud of the growth of where I come, or I'm not where I was a year ago, So I'm proud of the growth that JaeHair has experienced. I'm proud of the growth of clientele. Yeah.
That's awesome. And so so you pretty much started and have grown like during this pandemic, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes. I started practicing on my family during the pandemic. So
okay. See, and so many great things have come out of this pandemic.
right.
So that's exciting. I mean, I always say God had to slow us down so that we can, focus on some things that He wanted us to do. But, we were so busy moving
Right.
around, and I can go all day on that. But so, yes, that's one of the blessings that came out of the pandemic. And so now, when you're not in school and when you're not running JaeHair, what are your hobbies? What types of things do you like to do?
So I like to work out. I like
Okay.
to I like to run. I like to rest, kind of chill out.
Yeah.
And then I like to hang out with friends and family.
Awesome.
Mhm.
Fun stuff. Now, on the sacrificial side, like what sacrifices have you had to make to get to this point of where you are in your business?
So um as a braider, I'm braiding for like hours. I'm braiding for like up to, if we're being honest, like maybe 14, 15 hours.
Wow.
Braiding for a long time. So, having to miss stuff, and I know that comes with, every job, but like having to miss stuff, that's no surprise. And like, in this business. So missing stuff probably been the biggest sacrifice.
Okay. And so where do you see yourself in JaeHair in the next 3 years?
3 years. I'll be 19 in 3 years. So I'll probably see myself in college, most definitely. See myself in college, and then hopefully at least like preparing to own my own shop, own my own hair.
Love it. Awesome. Well, let's go to the comments and see if anybody has any questions or comments for you here. And then while I'm doing this, I want you to think of some last words of wisdom for other young entrepreneurs or those who might be thinking about starting their business, but maybe they're not quite sure or they're afraid. Just think of some words of wisdom for them in just a second. All right. I don't see any questions or comments here. And guys, if you have any, if you're watching the replay, feel free to put them in and I'll make sure that Miss Loryn gets them. And then also I will be plugging her Instagram link in the comments. So make sure that you go there and that you follow her and that you get your hair braided, especially if you're in the Houston area. Reach out to her. Okay. Okay. All right, Loryn. So, well, first of all, I have to say it's been an absolute pleasure speaking with you and
Thank
meeting you. I'm
you.
super excited for what God has for you. Whether it's the hair business or whatever it is that He has for your hands to do. I know that you're going to shine, and you're just going to be a inspiration for others. Not only who inside of your circle, but they're going to be people who are going to watch you from afar and be inspired, and you may never know. So just keep doing what you're doing. Keep the path that God has you on. Of course, you already know, keep Him first, and you will just continue to just be the light that you already are.
Yes.
So last words of wisdom. I'll give the floor over to you.
Yes, I would just say that any entrepreneur out there that's like, kind of struggling with the idea of, starting a business, I would say go for it. I would say pray on it. And yeah, be consistent, be there, be all in, be dedicated to your business. And yeah, never give up.
Never give up. All right. Well, you guys heard it. There's nothing else to say after this. Again, click the link that is going to be in the comments. Follow Loryn on Instagram. Contact her. Give her a referral to your cousins, your aunties, your mamas, your nieces. Get your hair braided. And we will see you in the next episode. Bye. Thanks, Loryn.
Bye. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.